Astrology deals with the interpretation of an individual's natal chart. The astrological chart is built from the Earth's two distinct movements: its rotation around the Sun, which results in the cycle of the seasons and the length of daytime throughout the year; its rotation around its own axis, which rules the alternation of day and night; the position of the celestial bodies, as seen from the Earth, and the place of birth is established in connection with a system of coordinates based on the horizon and the zenith. For each astrological chart, the time and place of birth are processed in order to get markers that are specific to the individual. This is how it becomes possible to materialize the positions of the planets. The Sun and the Moon in the window of heaven, known as the Zodiac, the celestial belt where the Sun relentlessly follows its own course, where seen from the Earth, is divided into 12 equal parts called zodiacal signs. It all works out as if all the human features were represented within the whole 12 signs. Each sign reflects an independent and strong typology, complementary to the other signs, expressing by itself its nature and its personality, with its characteristics, its tendencies, and its motivations. Aries, March the 21st to April the 20th. You expressed your vital energy in a very cut and dried way. You do not resist taking the driver's seat, and you may come across as arrogant. Charging ahead also implies hurting yourself and being suddenly overcome by doubt. As a result, your courage, your honesty, your enthusiasm, and your straightforwardness may turn into aggressiveness, rebellion, and vulnerability that no one ever suspected. Fortunately, the level of your energy is very high, and your instinctive and pugnacious side will not leave you helpless for too long, and will set you back on the often perilous road to conquest and glory. Taurus, April the 21st to May the 20th. Tranquility, joy of life, and sensuality are essential to you. You are a simple and quiet nature. You find happiness easily because you are not competitive. Your relaxed attitude and your common sense invariably lead you towards fulfillment. Even though you are not number one, even though you do not move in haste, constructing is important to you. Your patience and your persistence yield strong, steadfast, sustainable efforts that can withstand any pitfalls. You are gentle with a slow-thinking process, but once you have opted for an orientation, nothing nor anyone can make you change your mind. You loathe changes in general, and once you have taken the few major unavoidable decisions in the course of your life, you are on track. Gemini, May the 21st to June the 21st. Your mobility is such that you are in every place where you are not expected. You spend lots of time asking questions and answering them. Your curiosity and your quick-wittedness are insatiable. Your mind is constant turmoil, hopping from one topic to another, solving problems, accumulating antidotes and knowledge within a short range of time. Your mobility is mostly mental. It takes you afar and turns your daily life into a mosaic of intense and pleasant moments that are not necessarily related to each other. Provided things are moving, your neurons are kept busy, and you can meet with people, everything is fine. Cancer, June the 22nd to July the 22nd. You are dreamy with a psychological nature that is orientated towards nostalgia for things past, towards your mother and your family. Your instinct and your need to protect yourself from the outside world are highly developed. Your inner life is rich with a vivid and even unlimited imagination, a propensity to avoid all risks and to pursue security. You know your true face only to persons you can trust, and you need the well-being brought about by the nostalgia for the past. Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd. Your psychological nature is powerful and full of self-confidence. You are a leader whose strength and nobleness command your entourage's respect and adherence with unchallenged legitimacy. Your ability to order, the prestige and charisma that emanate continuously from your person inevitably put you under the spotlight wherever you go. Virgo, August the 23rd to September the 22nd. Your psychological nature is nervous and secondary. Before you take action, you cautiously ponder over things, and you review all possible alternatives and reactions. You strive systematically to find the best possible response to any given problem. Above all, you are a perfectionist. and you have no rest until you optimize the situation in each and every area, be it professional, pragmatic, aesthetic, or in pleasure. You do not accept spontaneity, and to fully enjoy life and go further, you consider that demanding the best is the least you can do, even though it is detrimental to the rough forces associated with your instinct. Intellectual elements intervene before both the physical ones and your feelings. It is one of the essential clues to understanding your personality. Libra, September the 23rd to October the 22nd. Your psychological nature is sanguine and communicative, or nervous and introverted, depending on who, either Venus or Saturn, is the strongest. Libra is ruled by both Venus, the principle of harmony, extroversion, attractiveness, outgoing, and airy in this sign, and by Saturn, principle of rigor, introversion, restraint, concentration, and meditation. Unless Saturn is very strong in the chart, Libra is delicate, charming, sociable, perpetually compromising. For this reason, you may sometimes come across as hesitant and weak, because you dare not insist or to give your opinion. You prefer to act as a unifier and an element of understanding and equity, even though it is detrimental to your own assertiveness. You loathe violence. You spare no efforts for the sake of pacification, and you adjust to the situation with flexibility and charm. Scorpio, October the 23rd to November the 22nd. Your psychological nature is bilious with aggressive impulses that spur the transformation of your being and of any situation you are involved in. You are constantly struggling to assert yourself. You cannot refrain from testing others with cutting remarks, not because you want to hurt them, but because you want to know them better through their reaction. Life and the feeling of aliveness are experienced through rebellion and tension. Your aggressive attitude may equate with slight inquisition as often. You remain silent, introverted and secretive, mulling over turbulent thoughts in depths of your mind, leaving others puzzled by your quite strange behaviour. Sagittarius, November the 22nd to December the 20th. Your psychological nature is extroverted and independent, orientated towards expansion and sociability. You have the soul of a leader, energetic and active. Your charisma and your drive are fully integrated in the collective life. Indeed, as an action-orientated fire sign, you challenge yourself and succeed in accomplishing the task straight away. Sagittarius is hard to follow because his spirit and his independent mind constantly lead him to go further and higher. Capricorn, December the 21st to January the 19th. Your psychological nature is introverted and cold, totally controlled and phlegmatic, at least regarding the image you project invariably. You seem unemotional and austere. Actually, your secondarity chews over the strategies or responses that you create as a reaction to the environment. You are slow but very thoughtful, solid and balanced. You are as curt as you are cold, and you put the strength in your character at the service of your huge and long-term ambition. Or you may be detached from the earthly riches, and you focus on spiritual values. Like all people born under an apparently reserved and tough sign, your inner personality is often charming and gentle, as if the thick armour forged throughout your childhood had entirely preserved the purity and warmth of the soul imprisoned within. Aquarius, January the 20th to February the 18th. You are particularly sensitive to the values of friendship in the sense that you see yourself as a link within a chain, certainly a different and original one, but with no will to flatter your ego or to individually assert yourself. On the contrary, your aim is to immerse yourself in your friendly relations and to participate in projects and ideals of the whole human community. Pisces, February the 19th to March the 20th. Your psychological nature is adaptive and receptive, the exact opposite to the sign of Virgo. Its very essence is to thoroughly analyse each thing, thus creating a permanent duality between the self and the outside world. Conversely, Pisces absorb and wipe out any form of differentiation. With Pisces, there can be no opposition, no conflict, no individual reaction. There is only fusion, non-separation, perpetual and mobile spreading of the self over some sort of blurred but huge feeling of sympathy with the environment. It is the supreme reign of feelings and emotions over the intellect and its separating reason.